Tom, why the heck did you... Tom, why the heck did you go away from Tana, and what the hell?
The ICOR journey, come and see where your best self needs productivity.
This is gonna be an interesting video because I will dive deep into my decision making behind what note-taking apps I choose to really streamline my note-taking and PKM, personal knowledge management. And that's crucial to be efficient every day. It's important that I find my information the moment I need it. I need to know where to place the information the moment I capture it or the web throws it at my face. And those who are following us at the Paperless Movement know that we've been using Tana, Heptabase, Reader, and why I finally made a decision to go all in Heptabase and why you might not do this step. Maybe you want to use Tana instead of Heptabase, and that's what we will figure out in the video today. So without further ado, let's dive into this. The first question is, what was my reasoning behind this? So what was the urge, the problem that I had? Well, the thing is, the more tools you use, the more you have to manage, the more control you need to have about your processes and routines to keep everything effectively running. That's what we teach in the ICOR methodology, that you can go as complex as you like with your tool stack, as long as you have the right routines and processes and definitions in place. No problem at all. I had no problem with Tana and Heptabase and Reader and all these things to run on a daily basis because I perfectly knew what information goes into Tana and what information goes into Heptabase, well, and what information goes into Reader. So if you watched the other video, I talked about shallow thinking versus deep thinking. And it was a major issue for the reasoning to use two tools instead of one. I wanted to have the shallow thoughts out of my deep thinking system, which is Heptabase. I think this is all too abstract when I'm just talking. I like visualizing things. That's why we have in our ICOR journey in the Digital Note-Taking Like a Pro course, our ICOR note-taking framework. And that's exactly what we will use today. So it's easier for me to explain to you in detail the reasoning for what note-taking tools I'm using in 2025 and how you can use our tools too in order to define your perfect note-taking tool stack. Let's dive into this. So in our membership, you have the ICOR journey where you go through your productivity system end to end. And there we have the Digital Note-Taking Like a Pro course. In there, we have defined the best note-taking apps with the ICOR note-taking framework lesson. And in here, we have this framework. And I use this framework now in order to explain you my reasoning for the changes that I made on my tool stack. So there we have it, and there we have the tools that I'm using. And you see this goes beyond even Tana and Reader and Heptabase. There's also Apple Notes, but we will start from scratch here to lay out all these tools that I've been using on this map. And then you will understand why I was using them. And then the reasoning why I'm able to remove them now from my tool stack. So let's start. The thing is, in the Digital Note-Taking Like a Pro course, you learn the ICOR concepts and workflows about digital note-taking. And there are 6 workflows that we consider cover everything about digital note-taking. We didn't come across for busy professionals about any other workflow that is not covered in this framework. If you think there's a workflow missing, feel free to go in the comments below and let us know. But let's quickly go through these different workflows, all right? So there's the closest to paper experience, the writing connecting information, notes on third-party content, the one that goes beyond, and don't worry, I will dive deeper into each section when we talk about it, the jot things down, and the develop thinking. These are the 6 digital note-taking workflows, according to ICOR. So let's start the closest to paper experience, all right? So when you now use your note-taking app, you go through the 6 workflows and you think about how good is this tool in this specific workflow. Well, how good is Heptabase when it comes to the closest to paper experience? Here we talk really about iPad and using an Apple Pencil and writing there, or actually a piece of paper and a pen. That could be also placed here. It's all about understanding the different workflows that you're using on a daily basis. So Heptabase is not close to paper at all yet, because in the official Discord server from Heptabase, Alan actually posted this. We are currently exploring how people utilize handwriting in their workflows. If you often use handwriting on tablets or desktops, are interested in this feature, we would love to hear your thoughts around it. I had this 15-minute chat, and I know other Paperless Movement members had this chat as well, because a lot of our members are using Apple Notes, but they would love to only use Heptabase, but they don't want to give up handwriting. And that's why this becomes really interesting. It's not there yet, so there's no reasoning to get excited and therefore kill Apple Notes for this reason. So right now, it's not close to paper experience at all. In fact, it's not a paper experience at all, so I'm not placing it here. But when it comes to writing and connecting information, well then, there Heptabase shines. Obviously, I can perfectly write even rich formatted text there, and I can connect the information beautifully. And this is what I'm loving Heptabase for. If you are on a whiteboard, you can connect information. Well, a lot of ways that makes this the best. And you see, we are going from best, better, good. This is the rating, okay? The more on the outside we place it, the better the tool is in this workflow. Now, notes on third-party content. I think this was something that was lacking a lot in Heptabase, and it was just right there. And this brought in Reader as a note-taking app, or not a note-taking app, but a read later app, that I'm able to satisfy my FOMO, my fear of missing out. Whenever I see something, I need to save it somewhere quickly and don't want to think about it, where to place this in my PKM system and things like that. That's where Reader comes in from Readwise. So I can perfectly store. And again, if you're going through the ICOR journey, you learn about the capturing beast that allows you to perfectly understand where to place information. So if this is something you're interested in, join us for free, check out the membership, and maybe you want to go through the ICOR journey in order to learn all the details that I'm sharing here. So this being said, Reader was there and Heptabase was there. However, in 2024, Heptabase really pushed forward when it came to capturing information. And that's really great, because now I am able to finally on my mobile app directly send a video, an article to Heptabase, and they made a really great implementation of the whole thing, because you can either create a new card out of the content that you are sharing there, or you can append it to an existing card, or you can even add it to a whiteboard. And I think that's amazing, because I usually know exactly when I see something in what bucket it goes into my myICOR setup inside Heptabase. And this closed a huge gap inside using Heptabase for capturing outer world information without the need to opening up the application in order to go there. So therefore we will move it up. It's not there yet. I'm not, I don't want to overload Heptabase with a lot of things that I come across on a daily basis. That's why I still have this here. That's my information dump where I can store whatever I like. And by using the same structure, like topics and my projects and key elements, again, that's the capturing beast there, like I use in Heptabase, that allows me to then quickly organize the things while I'm capturing it in Reader. And if I need it while I'm in the deep thinking session, I quickly can retrieve the information from Reader later on. So now we are in the one that goes beyond, and this is not Heptabase. Heptabase is a PKM tool. Now, they talk about that they focus now on collaboration features. I don't need them in Heptabase so far, because we believe at the Paperless Movement that a PKM is a personal knowledge management. You should be able to do whatever you like inside your PKM and not worry too much that somebody else will see what you're doing there, because this is your crazy mind in there, and you should be free to do whatever you like in Heptabase and then refine the thing so you share it with your BKM, the Business Knowledge Management System. Now when they do collaboration, let's see how they implement it. Maybe we will find a way to use it for BKM as well. However, right now we are using ClickUp as our BKM tool. So this means you can take notes if you like. Yes, I mean, it is kind of note-taking if you take notes on a task, right? If you write comments, this is also collecting knowledge. And that's what we teach inside ICOR, that you understand the principle of the single source of truth. So a task is a single source of truth. And if you have any updates or notes about this task, they should go to this task so that whole team knows, but also you, if you're a solopreneur, will now later on, the moment you go to the task, you have all the notes directly accessible whenever you need it. And that's the principle that we leverage inside ClickUp. However, this is nothing about personal knowledge management, obviously. Many people try to use ClickUp also for personal stuff, also the personal project management, task management. It never worked for me. It's not the tool that I use for my personal, I mean really personal in the family. I'm not doing this in ClickUp. I'm using Todoist for this, but that's something for another video. Let me know in the comments below if you want to hear more about this. So now we come into a really interesting part here where if we use Heptabase, jot things down. Again, this is not something that you would do quickly in Heptabase initially. However, they have the journaling, okay? So that's what I now use compared to Tana. All right, and that's the moment when we lay out Tana, you will see why I was using Tana in addition to Heptabase. So let's put it here because it's not so easy to jot things down. There's no quick capturing. However, they are thinking about this, all right? So when we come to this handwriting, I really hope that they will do it like you can do with Apple Notes, where you just do something like tapping on the tablet and you can start writing. That would be amazing. That might be a restriction from Apple that they can do this. However, you have shortcuts that we could leverage to quickly open a note in Heptabase and then directly start writing. And that would be the jot things down, because the jot things down needs to be instant, okay? That's where people grab a piece of paper or Post-it to write things down very quickly, so they don't have to think about where to place it. The only issue there is that later on there is information scattered all over the place. So that's where you have to have the routines to process the information, no matter where you capture it, into your final destination, the real PKM that you are using. Okay, and then we go to develop your thinking, and well, Heptabase obviously excels in this. Well, let's make it even a bit bigger here, because Heptabase is so good when it comes to develop your thinking. I have a lot of whiteboards that keep growing and growing over time, and we will dive into the tool and I will show you the differences between Heptabase and Tana in a moment. But I want to still make clear the thought process behind this, because using tools like our ICOR note-taking framework allows you to make informed decisions what tools you really need for your specific use cases. So next, let's quickly add Apple Notes as well. So obviously this is closest to paper. You cannot really connect information other than having tags or something like that. Let's keep it in here. Taking notes on third-party content, yeah, you can send things directly to Apple Notes. Let's put it there. It doesn't go beyond. Obviously, when it comes to jotting down, this is where Apple Notes shines, and develop your thinking. I don't think this is something that you can do properly in Apple Notes, and this is it. And now you see we filling the gaps that Heptabase wasn't as good at, and now we filled it with other tools. Now the question is about where is Tana, and now you see already by this having this setup, I don't really need Tana. So what was the justification behind this? Well, the idea was to have the shallow thinking separated in Tana, and this is what Tana is really good at, quickly capture information, because Tana has the Tana Capture app, and now they launched the official application, and there you can really quickly chop things down. You know, you don't have to think in Tana about where to place it. You just chop things down. That's where the limited formatting and things like that. You just do text-based notes, and the outlining experience inside Tana is what really stands out. You can so easily reorganize information. I'm not talking too much. We will dive into the tools and you will see the difference for sure. However, develop your thinking. Paco is heavily using Tana, and he will never stop using Tana for sure. But he has a lot more complex life when it comes to running his 4 businesses and all the different information that he's capturing. The key is really to really know where you place the information, where you retrieve it later on. And he loves the outlining experience, and we will compare this in a moment as well. So he thinks develop your thinking is pretty high for Tana, but for my case, it's not so high, okay? I develop my thinking if I have to think about a short text or something like that. But when it comes really about thinking complex problems, then I need to have a visual board like I have in Heptabase, and Paco thinks the same in this case, obviously, but he does a lot of thinking inside Tana versus I always went to Heptabase. So, and then we have also writing and connecting information, and man, this is where Tana really shines because you can write and instantly connect information. And there we go. Now, notes on parts for third-party content, I don't even edit here because that's not something you're using Tana for. So, before we dive into the tools now, we have here something left. This is Raycast. And I added here Raycast, which is this, okay? So it replaces the native search bar from your Mac. And then you can do things like calculations, or you can move your windows around and things like that. But there will be another video about Raycast because there are endless things that you can do with Raycast. Many still don't know. Here we are in a note-taking video, and there we talk about Raycast notes. It was called floating notes before. It's like post-its on your screen. So I go here, I create a new note, and I can quickly jot things down, or I paste something from the clipboard or things like that. And then while this is open, I can take notes and so on, and it is not going away. And that's really nice to have a instant note here that is not disappearing while I'm working, just to hold information temporarily. That's what I'm using it for, or to quickly jot things down, or to make some brainstorming very quickly. But I don't care about the information that is stored in Raycast later on. Well, unless the things that I saved here, for example, the membership snippets, or for example, the brand design, hex colors that I have saved here that I need to keep using and things like that. This is what I have in here, because now whenever I need it, boom, instantly I have it here, and that's what I'm using it for. But you see, it's a specific use case. I'm not using Raycast for everything, and that's why I place it here, because it's so easy to jot things down, but this is about it in my case. That was my actual note-taking setup as it is here. I was using Heptabase and Tana in combination for writing and connecting, but also develop your thinking. There I focused really on the journaling and taking meeting notes and things like that. Whereas in Heptabase, I really focused on deep thinking. So let's compare this. So the beautiful thing about Tana, it is lightning fast to take notes and organize it while you're capturing information. No doubt about this, and that's something I suffer a lot in Heptabase when it comes to this, and you will see now what I mean by this. Let's say I take notes about a person that I never met before and I'm having a meeting, okay? So I'm taking meeting notes about, and then I say random person, okay, so that name. And now you see I can instantly create this person, but I can go back and I hit hashtag, and now I can give it the hashtag CRM, for example, that I created previously, and boom, it's already a person in my CRM. What this does, I can now drop down all with keyboard shortcuts. I'm not touching my mouse at all, and now I can go in here and I can start filling out these fields, right? Random, but I can even use AI in order to fill out these fields if there would be anything. I can add the things here. I have another connection to another database that I can pick other companies from, bio, avatar, image, and things like that. And then boom, I can keep writing. Okay, you see how quick I can take these notes and give context, because whenever I go directly to this person now, I have a note about this person with all the details that I captured during the meeting. And you see down here, there's then the reference to where I took notes about this person. And this is instant. That's so fast. And here in the end, I can now say meeting, and I can say this is a meeting itself. Okay, so now when I go here, these are all the meetings. These hashtags are called super tags, as obviously it's not just tagging your node, it's a node, not a note here, but it is actually adding it to a database that you then can organize in the backend and connect. So I can open up this very quickly here as well and fill out the fields and so on. Okay, that's something that Tana really nails. But the thing is, we have a lot of inner circle members joining as well, where Paco and I do the direct coaching with our people. And 90% of the people say, I want to use Tana as well. Can you give me access to Tana? I think now you can even sign up there. And we always say, no, start using Heptabase instead. The learning curve, because our busy professionals, they're successful, they're experts in their fields and things like that. They have no time to learn no new tools in a moment where you're already overloaded. Why would you always invest to learn 3-4 new tools at once? Try to do it with one tool only. And try to force to do all these workflows in this one tool. So you really realize when you are hitting a ceiling. So let's see how this looks in Heptabase. And therefore I'm using my demo account, so I'm not filling up too much here. So Heptabase also has a journal part as well. And in this journal part, let's do the same thing. I even make a bullet here and I can say meeting notes about random persons. Here, I even made this random person previously. But if I say person, I can create this person. And then I keep writing. So the difference now is I cannot make a hashtag here. There's nothing happening. I can also not do anything in here in the command line. So that would be nice if I would have now the option to tag this note. But this is not a note yet. It's not a card. It's a block. And that's the difference. But this is a card that I just created. And I can perfectly also go back and hit enter to open up this random person. And now you see down here, there's the connection as we have seen it in Tana. And there's also tags. So now when I'm in here, then I can use Command T. It allows you to directly add a tag there. And you see there are also tags like we have in Tana. So it's called CRM. Boom. The moment I add CRM, I have the fields that I can fill out here. Phone number, email. But if I click there, now you have a database there. And this is where you can add new fields as well. You know, whatever you like, you can do this. And this is for 99% of the people that we are working with, more than enough. All you need is a database of the people that you have a connection with, where you can fill out these fields. The moment you tag a person with this CRM tag, you are able to fill in the emails and phone and things like that. That's all most people need, and that's all I need as well. There's nothing more that I need from these super tags right now. So let's go back to the meeting notes, and now let's keep taking notes, okay? So I take my notes here and I have these outlining features. And here, this is what makes it so powerful, that I can move these things up and down and open, close very easily and things like that. This is outlining the functionality, easily to move these bullets around, but also that each bullet itself is a node. So this means when I click on this, it opens this bullet up, and now I can keep writing here and I keep writing this way. The moment I go back, you see this was added also here. So that's why it's indicated with this color here. So now I see all these nodes. So I see it either on this level, or I can directly zoom into this level and I can thinking about this. And this is a whole philosophy about outlining and how to use this, and Paco really excels at this as he's leveraging this on a daily basis as a busy professional, and that's why he loves Tana so much. Let's go into Heptabase and let's compare the functionality there. So here we are back, and we made already a bullet, and I can make bullets as well. And you see they make this line here. I can go up and hit Command Enter, and it closes this dot as well. So that's, to me, more than enough. I don't need anything else. I can also move the things around. I can open this up. I can move this around. This works, okay? I don't need more. And if I really need to see a focus on this, well, then I turn this into a card. And now this became a card itself. If I click with the mouse or I go here and hit enter, it opens up this. And you see, now I have this bullet list inside the card already. And I can even tag this then as meeting notes as well. And then I have the person I was talking to in this meeting, you know, and now I have all the meeting notes. And here are the people I was talking to. You see, it is actually working similar to what I had in Tana, maybe a little bit slower than I was able to do the things in Tana. However, when I then think about how much I was using this in Tana, adding this to CRMs and adding tags and things like that, this is not justifying to use another tool. That's where you have to realize the friction of specific features in a tool, so you really know why you're going to another tool, not just because a YouTuber showed how fancy everything is and how awesome this works. You have to know your daily workflows, your daily types of information that you're collecting on a daily basis, and know where to place it in what tool. So you will be able to retrieve it the moment your boss, your colleague, your client is asking for some information. And that's what this is all about. I won't dive deeper into Heptabase and Tana when it comes to the features, because I could show you now the whiteboards in Heptabase and all this. Inside the membership, we have a Heptabase beginners course and we have a Heptabase like a pro course. And coming soon, there will be a Heptabase mastery course where I dive a lot deeper into all the features that Heptabase has to offer. So if you want to get this course, make sure to join for free to get informed when this course becomes available. But now let's get back to our map here, alright? So I remove now Tana from the stack and I still have tools on the very outside. That gives me a safe feeling that I can use Heptabase for all the things that I need it for. When they also publish, that I can use an Apple Pencil, also I'm not using it so heavily anymore. But this being said, it would replace Apple Notes instantly for me and for so many of our members, because they really use Apple Notes just for this one reason, that they in a meeting can calmly write things down, because it's also more friendly when you're talking to somebody and you're taking notes like this. And if Heptabase actually allows this, that would be amazing. And last but not least, one major reason that finally killed Tana for me was accessibility to my information. So for a long time on mobile, we only had the Tana Capture app, where we are able to quickly capture information, but not access the information. Now they launched the Tana application on mobile. Great, I can access all my information, but I cannot edit the information on the Tana mobile. I always have to be on desktop. And if you're on the go, this is really an obstacle. It's also about offline accessibility and other things that I'm not going deeper into. However, the fact that Heptabase is perfectly accessible on your smartphone and on the iPad. This is really beautiful, that I can have my whiteboards open on my iPad and see them and access them and edit them. This is really amazing. For this reason, I made the decision to remove Tana from my tool stack. And now you might ask, what happens to all the information that you collected so far in Tana? That's another video where we can talk about how do you migrate to another tools. That's also something that we are not afraid at Paperless Movement, because if you have your ICOR concepts and workflows implemented, then you just move your tool agnostic workflows into the other tool. So what I did is I moved the workflow of, for example, capturing meeting notes into Heptabase. I moved my daily journaling notes, the notes that I take throughout the day, into Heptabase. This is it. And now you might say, but now you'll miss out on the information that you have in Tana. How do you export things from Tana to get it in Heptabase? I don't want to waste time with this, because in most cases, I don't even need the information anymore. Yes, of course, if you have built up a sophisticated CRM and you want to have the data about the people in there, that might be a reason. However, usually I do it this way, that I start with a new tool, and then whenever information is missing that I know is still in the old app, I keep using them in parallel. And then over time, I bring over the information that I need into the new application. That also filters out all the old things that I no longer need, and I only bring in the relevant information into my new tool. So that's why I don't suffer at all by using Heptabase completely. And if you want to start using Heptabase as well, and if you haven't already, join us for free. There you get a 5 weeks free access to Heptabase if you want to start a trial there. And it's only available inside our free membership. So what do you think about Heptabase and Tana and Apple Notes and all these things? What's your tool stack? Let us know in the comments below, or join us in the membership and join the discussion there, as we have a tool discussion section. And there I'm happy to meet you personally, and let's discuss your tool stack. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so I can catch you up in the next one.